Hello everyone, Pia here. Today I want to talk to you about turning your free proposal process into a paid engagement. It's something I call a lead product, or an LP for short. I talk about it a lot online, but today I want to go a little bit deeper with you. Because not only is it nice to get paid for your time and paid for things that you're doing for free right now, but it also creates so much more value for you and for the client. Because it's not just nice to get paid for your time and paid for the work that you're doing, but it also results in a much more valuable outcome for your clients and for you. So that's what I want to talk about today. Here's the problem most people have. This whole antiquated pitch process that everyone here is doing, it requires clients to hire you before they actually really know and trust you. Do you ever feel like you want to charge premium prices for your services? You know they're worth more than you're charging, but it feels like the prospects that you talk to don't really see the value, or they don't ever have the budget. You ever have that experience? How about this? Have you ever had the experience where somebody did hire you? Maybe they struggled a little with the price, maybe not, but then after you started working with them, you start to build this relationship and they start to really trust you. They love your work, they see all the value of it, and then you have this completely different relationship after you started working with them. What we want to do is we want to take that experience that your clients have with you after they've been working with you for a while. We want to take that trust and that connection that they have, and we want to pull it out of the project and we want to put it at the very front. We want them to have that kind of trust, build that kind of connection with you before they have to make the decision to pay you for a larger project. Now, if you get this right, a few amazing things are going to happen. First, you're going to take what used to be this long, drawn-out process where you were really trying to pitch them and sell them on hiring you. And that's something that is very salesy and it's focused on closing the deal, right? That's the whole purpose of it. We're going to turn that into a highly valuable experience that is going to leave the client excited and delighted by you and your worth and the clarity that they receive. And then instead of giving them a price that maybe you feel a little uncomfortable saying, or they feel uncomfortable hearing and start to get uncomfortable about the idea of paying you that amount of money, instead it's going to feel more than worth it. It's going to feel like a no-brainer because they will not only understand the value of what you're offering, but they'll understand it in their hearts, not just in their heads. This won't be just a logical decision. It will actually be an emotional decision as well. And all decisions with money are emotional. So we want that emotional decision to be a hell yeah for you and not a, oh, that feels expensive kind of feeling. And because they're in that completely different state of mind when they're making the decision to hire you for the big project, it means that they're going to be willing to pay much higher prices than you could ever charge without doing this process first. And not only will the client be willing to pay it, but you'll actually have fierce confidence in those prices as well. Probably confidence in prices that you don't even think are possible for you right now. And your confidence in those prices, just like your clients' confidence, is actually going to come from your own experience in this lead product process. That's going to give you that validation that, wow, yeah, my stuff is actually worth this much higher price point, and my client actually sees and understands that value. So you're going to feel a lot more confident saying these higher prices. So if you want to charge higher prices than you're charging now, but you feel a little uncomfortable about the idea of putting those prices out there, saying them on a phone call, putting them on your website, this is the process that is going to change everything for you. So what I'd love to do for you right now is just give you 4 quick keys to doing this right. So grab a pen and paper and jot this down. You're going to want to remember this. Okay, key number 1, you need to own your worth. Do you ever feel imposter syndrome? Have you ever felt like maybe I'm not as good at this as I think I am? Have you ever noticed that despite the fact that you are always getting better at the thing that you do, the imposter syndrome doesn't go away, or possibly even gets bigger as time goes on? This is known as something called the Dunning-Kruger effect. It basically says that we tend to overestimate our abilities to do something when we don't know much about it, and the more we learn, the more we actually underestimate our abilities. And this is something that I see frequently when I'm teaching people how to deliver lead products. I think it's actually a big reason that people have such a hard time selling them, because in their heads, they think it's a bit of a bait and switch. They think that they're selling information, providing information to a client that's really not that valuable. But one of the keys to successfully selling lead products is to remember that you have years of experience in your field, and your clients have none of that. If they did, they wouldn't be hiring you. And to remember that things that feel obvious to you are actually profoundly helpful to your clients. What might feel obvious to you, or what might feel like common knowledge to you, that's actually a result of you becoming more expert in this field. It's obvious to you, but it's not obvious to the rest of the world, and certainly not to people who aren't studying it and doing it every single day. And once you accept that and believe that, you're going to have a much easier time selling this to people who actually need this advice. Okay, key number 2, sell a valuable answer instead of giving away a free proposal. Free proposals by nature are a pitch. They're a sales pitch, right? You're trying to convince someone to hire you. What if instead of wasting everyone's time trying to pitch them and sell them, you instead replace that with something that actually provided a solution, a valuable solution for your clients? Wouldn't that be more helpful for everybody? A big mistake a lot of people make when trying to sell LPs is they try to sell a proposal. They try to sell an audit. They try to sell a problem. And I don't know about you, but I'm not interested in buying more problems. I'm interested in buying answers, solutions, a path forward. You cannot sell somebody more problems. You have to solve a problem for them. And that's how you need to frame your LP. Key number 3, insist on doing an LP even if they're ready to hire you for your full project. Whether a prospect is feeling you out or they already know that they're ready to hire you for your full services, insisting that they start with a lead product shows that you won't just work with anyone for whatever they'll pay. It shows that you have integrity in your process. It shows that you have a process, and a reliable process that is going to get them a reliable outcome, a reliable result. It shows people who aren't ready to buy from you and who are just window shopping that your time and expertise is valuable. I know this is counterintuitive. There are a whole bunch of reasons why doing an LP first, even if someone's ready to pay you, is going to make the entire project not just go more smoothly, but much more profitable. And there's a whole video about that, about why you should sell a lead product, even if the client is willing to pay you right away. If you don't know more about this, go watch that video. Key number 4 to a successful lead product: make the experience a transformational one. I got a voice memo from one of my students where she had just gotten off of an LP interview, and she told me that it was such an eye-opening and exhilarating conversation because the client was having aha moments and moments of clarity left and right throughout the whole interview. She said that she felt so great about how she had been able to give this client a transformational experience, but not just that, she had also learned so much about herself in the process. It creates a level of connection with your clients that you can't possibly get to unless you've already started working with them. I've had students tell me that their LP clients have cried during the interview, that their clients cried reading the brief. It's not that we're trying to make our clients cry, and not all your clients are going to cry. That's not the point. But what it shows is that they feel really understood. They feel really heard, and they have a moment of clarity through this process. Now imagine what a client's state of mind is when they've had that kind of transformational experience led by you. And then they are offered the opportunity to take the next step, to work with you to finish and create this whole brand or this whole website or this whole project. Imagine how different a state they are in when they have that experience first, compared with somebody that you are talking to who called you up and said, hey, I need a brand and a website, and you say, what's your budget? Then you write them a proposal. It's incomparable. Just imagine this student I just mentioned. Imagine if her client hadn't gone through that process and then she was pitching them the project. She may still have bought it, but the difference between her buying it after that eye-opening phone call and not is night and day. This person is going to not only be an easy yes, but they're going to be so much more willing and open and excited to pay more because they truly trust and believe the person that they're buying it from. And trust is one of the most important aspects of a client relationship, especially when you're trying to charge much higher prices. And the fifth key is to master the brief. The brief is the last step of this. You have to provide a written brief. This way the client knows that they purchased something of value. And the way that you write this LP will determine how excited your client is to move forward with you. It needs to be highly valuable, but that value also needs to be really obvious. And how you write that value is going to determine how valuable it feels when they read it. But it doesn't just have to be valuable, it has to be exciting. It can't just be a list of deliverables, a list of things that they need to do. It has to create a vision. It has to show them the future that you can help them create. Once you master this, your clients will say yes without hesitation. If you want to learn how to master the LP process so that clients are experiencing your value from the moment you connect, let's chat. Let's see if the LP model really makes sense for your business. I hope this was helpful, guys. Thank you for watching. See you next time.